and welcome to the hiredgun podcast with your host, the hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? This is episode 101. We on the road to 200 followers now. I'm sorry. We on the road to 200, 200 episodes. Or 150. All right, and we're still on the road to 100 subscribers. We made some more recently. Um, Let me do a shout out to my homegirl Jay. Tell her happy birthday. She's another one who told me I should do a podcast back in the day because she calls me her wrestling book. You know, because she's always asking me questions and stuff. So I want to give a shout out to her. Tell her happy birthday, and I hope you're having a good day. She's probably at work. Um, so let's get into it. So when I got off the other day, hold on, y'all. So when I got off the other day, some stuff happened with TNA. I began the show or my last episode with TNA news last time with TC Still signing with um TNA. All right. But when I got off, um, wait, let me see. Let me see if I can find her. When I got off, there she go. Tessa Blanche got released from TNA. Now, she also works for she also works for she also works for CMLL. That's another Mexican company, right? And for those who don't know, both these Mexican Triple A and CMLL don't get along. They don't at all. So, and from what she says, they asked her to choose. They asked her to choose between TNA and CMLL. And she chose CMLL, which she gets more money and they sell out more. Now, you know, WWE is gonna try to counter them because they're gonna start having shows over there, and CMLL works with TNA too, and that's TNA AEW a lot. Matter of fact, like the next pay per view is next weekend. That's TNA. AEW is next pay per view next weekend. Is it next weekend or the week after? For the Forbidden Door is like in 2 weeks, I think. So I think Night of Champions is first, if I'm not mistaken. For WWE, I gotta look that up. I could be wrong, but so when she got released, all right. Well, she asked for her release, and it got granted. So then yesterday, Tommy Dreamer got released. Now he came on the radio on What's Wide Open and said it was a neutral release. No. It was a release. It was a release. They told him he could say what he wanted to say, but it was a release. And what it came down to is when they got this new TV deal, they said that Tommy Dreamer had to come up with better storylines. Now, mind you, when I watch TNA, I'm not really saying they got bad stories, you know. But maybe they just wanted to go a different route. I forgot what his name, who was replacing him. But another name that they're talking about is Road Dogg. I doubt that happened because Road Dogg's been wishy-washy lately. Like ever since he quit WWE, you know, and it's not the first time Road Dogg has bad mouth WWE back in the day. Right, but he's kind of doing that now, and I understand because when SmackDown was bad, it's still bad. You should like to understand. They blamed him, and then they took and he took his uh, creative power away. And then you seen how they treated him on Surreal on the show, you know, and everything. So he left. Now every time they put a mic in front of his mouth, he takes shades at the E, like he does. He does. Damn who his friends is who still there. Like he feels some type of way. And I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying he's done this before. He's done this before. All right, and they and he's always went back. So there's that. Like he's doing a Jeff Jarrett right now. Because Jeff Jarrett was working for the E, and then when he got a different job, everything he says now is negative about the E. Like everything he says is negative about the E now. Like he can't help himself now. Like he can't help it. Even though AEW killed his last run he was trying to have. Because he thought he was John Cena. Right? Speaking of John Cena, let me pivot to the E, man. Speaking of John, I will get the NXT and AEW in a minute. Speaking of John Cena, he was at a convention yesterday, and he was talking, and he said that he got. First of all, let me say this first. He got some heat towards him from fans that he's an Elon Musk fan. You know, and I'm pretty sure he was at an Elon Musk convention yesterday. That's where that was at. And the reason he got heat in the first place is because he showed up a picture of him on Twitter or on Facebook. I mean, Twitter or Instagram was one of them. And after that, like it was heat. And I don't listen, y'all. They human, right? And this ain't me taking sides or anything, but John Cena and Roman Reigns, because he got some heat too for being at the White House thing. Listen, y'all, they human. So, it ain't their fault that you chose to like them and be a super fan and you find out this shit. And then you want to say bad things to them and stuff. Who is my opinion? No, like it's an opinion, and then you take it too far with that shit. All right, but speaking of John Cena, he was at a convention and he said it would take a fortune from Elon Musk for him to go back to wrestling. See, he stopped saying stuff like that. All right, because and maybe it's just tongue in cheek, but if they keep hearing, if the money's right, I'll come back. Other than I'm never coming back, I'll never be back in the ring. Like my wife said something about John Cena a couple months ago. When he retired, he was like, "Oh, he'd be back." And I was like, "Oh no, they all come back though, babe. They all come." And she's right, they all do come back. Now, Cena's been around, and he also said that he misses the fans and the energy. But he also said the reason he retired is his body can't take it no more, which to be true. Well, so and he can't put up the stuff he can't put up the matches he can't put up the matches that he used to, And I would say that's the reason why AJ retired, because he's seen John Cena. All right, and you see his body breaking down. So you know, so you know, um, but he got to stop saying stuff like that, man. You do because somebody will throw money at him, and then we'll see him back in the ring. Then, you know, uh, but you know, he was talking. He was talking. So last week, right? Me and my best friend Ryan were talking, having one of these debates, right? And uh, the debate was like, what's the name won the North American title, right? Um, she won the North American title, and Ryan was like, "Oh, she can win both belts," and I was like, "Who?" who? And NXT. He was like, I was like, "Who?" And then he was like, Zaria. And I was like, nah, dog, nah. Listen, I said, Ryan, it. I know how it looks. She won that belt, and she won it in good fashion. All right, all right, like she did. And I was like, nah, dog. Like she went from like getting pinned too much to be talking about holding two belts. Nah, ain't nobody down there to pin her. Like to pin her now. I was like, and you know what? I did say he got a point, dog. And we went with this discussion with this debate for a minute. And I told you, when we had these debates, they don't last 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They last like a good 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on who it is. Right? And and we just be talking. So it didn't take a week. Zara has gotten pinned. It wasn't for the title. It wasn't a tag match, but she ate a pin. And I'm the reason I was hesitating on that when he said it is because of the fact that they let her got pinned by TNA wrestlers too. Okay, they have. And listen, if they built her different when she first got to NXT, all right, and they built her like a monster like she was supposed to be. Me and Ryan and I were having this debate then, but they didn't. Like they 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 put her with so will eat pins. Okay, and they put her with so will eat the pin. Alright, and then so when that happened, they made a choice. They made a choice then, alright, because when Soul got hurt, you know who ate the pin against Blake? Uh, Zuri did. Okay, when when Soul gave up her title opportunity in TNA, you know who ate that pin? Soria did. When it was time for her to be in the speed tournament and Soul couldn't compete, you know who ate that pin? Soria did. When they was tagging and having that misfit shit, you know who ate that pin? Soria did. When Soul and her were feuding, you know who ate the first pin? Zuri did. Like this shit don't change just because they gave her a belt. Because as I said before, the women's division in NXT It's the weakest it's ever been. Right, but it still got some competition on there. Right, because what I am going to say is she got pinned by the NXT champion. So I will say it wasn't to a jobber or a mid carder or somebody who was just come up and comer and she jobbed for him. So that didn't happen. She got pinned by the champ. Now, and I will say there was some fuckery because what's the name showed up. Because how this happened was they were all outside the ring and what's the name? Hold on. Mm, oh, Tatum. Sorry, sorry, I drew a blank. Tatum, like Tatum showed up and she was in the crowd, and then Zorka like looked at her and forgot what she was doing. All right, so she got distracted. That's what happened. All right, she still ate a pin. She still ate a pin. Now, again, she got pinned by the champ. She didn't get pinned by anybody else. She got pinned by the champ. So there's leeway for that. And Ryan said that leads for her and Lola Vice, Lola Vice to feud. I don't think that's gonna happen because by the time she goes for that belt, Lola Vice will be gone. Because I still think she's losing that American Bash. But we'll see. We'll see. But NXT was pretty good on Tuesday. It wasn't better. It wasn't better than Raw. It was better than AEW yesterday. AEW was okay. Like it was okay. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that that I, you know and then it was a bad show. Because it wasn't a bad show, but it was just there all last night. It was just there. Like if I'm not gonna lie to you, if Love Island was on last night, I probably would have turned because and but I watched, and the best thing that happened on that show was Monet and her match. She won. Everybody knew she was gonna win. All right, she's gonna win the tournament. There's no way around it. She's gonna win the tournament because I seen the results for Collision is out, and the person who we thought was gonna win didn't win. The chick that her brother passed away, and won last week, and she won this week too. So Monet's gonna be her. I can't see Monet losing. I don't. And let me say this here, dog. I in more ways than one, because I can't come away. I got a wife, so I can't come in and say what I want to say about Monet. But in more ways than one, she has impressed me. She who boy, she has impressed me in more ways than one. Okay. Going back to the E right quick. There was some other news that happened. This probably would be like more of a news episode than anything. Cause I'm almost done anyway. All right. There was some more news that happened. Yesterday. So the E and AEW are having visa troubles now. This would see why we haven't seen certain people like Dragunov because Dragunov's not from here. Dragunov. I don't want to say Penta because we've seen Penta recently. We've seen Dragon Lee recently. We've seen what's his name? We've seen Pence's brother, Ray Phoenix. All right, we've seen him, but we haven't seen Dragon. Like the only way you see Dragon up is if you see him in the dungeon with Nadi training. That's it. That's it. But there's certain wrestlers they having visa trouble with right now, and that would just explain Dragon off because we haven't seen him in months. Haven't seen him in months. All right, and like I said, the only time you would see him is uh uh the only time you would see him is in dungeon training, and that's it. You haven't seen him on TV, like backstage or in the match. The last time he wrestled was the Andre the Giant WrestleMania weekend. Friday, the Under the Giant Battle Royale. That's the last time you seen him. We won't be seeing Drew McIntyre for a little while because Drew McIntyre's doing movies. He was supposed to come back before SummerSlam. That shit ain't happening. Um, we don't know what's happening with Rhea and her knee. I don't know if I talked about this yet. Well, I know I didn't talk about it today. All right, I'm talking about it in general. All right, the reason we haven't seen her wrestle or anything because she has a knee injury. Now they did say something about her not being cleared a couple of weeks ago. Okay, alright, and they have changed the poster for the Night Champions thing. They replaced her with Tiffany Stratton. Now, how bad is his knee injury? Because here's the thing, you shift her to SmackDown because of this. Now what? You shift her to SmackDown so she can be the face of SmackDown for the women's division. Alright, and she has the belt. Now she hurt. So what do? Because you don't put the belt back with Jay. Let me just say that now. We're not doing that. Okay? Alright. But then again you might have to because of the fact that unless you want to go younger and go some new blood route, then you can. Because of the fact that you got JCJ there, or you can put it on Charlotte. It's not new blood, but that's the thing. You put the belt on Charlotte. She's been away from the belt for a minute now. For me, it's time. For me, it's time to put the belt on her anyway. It's time. It's been time. All this, whatever. Like, let me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me hit that back. Her having the belt now. I mean, her teaming up with Alexa Bliss helped her. With us. Not me, because I've always been a fan. But with other people. Because, when she got back from her injury, people didn't care that she was back. And they just didn't want her nowhere near they didn't want her nowhere near the title picture. But then she got with Alexa Bliss, and now things are better. They're healthier. She can go back to being the queen of wrestling. Like she should be. She's won the tag team titles with Alexa Bliss. She has. And then another thing. Who needs to go back to who they was too? Alexa Bliss does too. Because you know what? She gets pinned. She's the one who gets, and I'm not saying Charlotte hasn't been pinned since this tag team has formed, because that's not true. Because she has been pinned. She's been pinned by Jessie Jane, and she's been pinned by her homegirl, the chick that she trains with. Julie's a mouthpiece. I can't remember her name right now. I'm got myself in trouble there, but with her. Like she's pinned Charlotte too. So like I'm not saying Charlotte hasn't been unscathed and getting pinned, but usually Alexa Bliss gets pinned first. That definitely happens first. All right, they'll protect Charlotte before they protect her, and Alexa Bliss just signed a new contract, so we can go back to her heel run when she was out there being champion and everything. That can happen too, because we don't know how long Rhea's going to be out for. Like we don't, and it's not like Alexa Bliss don't get a big ass pop. Yes, you do. And some of that's because of the Bray Wyatt situation. You know, so I don't know if they would want her to go fully back to being that heel version of somebody else because then she had to lose certain things, and I don't think they wanted her to do that because that damn doll still sell. So there's that. Um, but I hope Rhea's okay. But since she hasn't been around. Now she's been on TV. I mean, not on TV. She's been on social media, and she's walking around okay. Like I don't see her with a crusher. Now maybe she got a like an ankle breaker on, and we can't see it because of the fact that she doesn't wear stuff like that for us to see her knee and her knee and stuff. So, but we'll see because, like I said, they already changed the poster and replaced her off the poster, meaning that she probably not going to wrestle Night of Champions. All right. Um, and then let me end the show with this. So one thing I didn't talk about was Jacob and the Roman. Roman said something to Jacob's ear. I mean, did I talk about Jacob and Roman in general this week? Because I'm pretty sure I left that shit off. I need something to talk about tomorrow, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Well, but I will talk. I will talk about the backstage thing. The backstage thing, like the backstage thing, is a situation that we need to discuss. What did he say? What did he whisper? What did he whisper in Jacob's ear on Raw? Now we all know it's to take out somebody. Is it to take out Steph? Don't know. Is it to take out somebody on Friday? Probably so. So we're not done with the Usos being the bloodline besides Roman. Roman won't be there, but we're not done with Jacob and the Usos being on SmackDown because Jay got to wrestle. Jay got to wrestle tomorrow, right? So we're not done with that situation. They're gonna be there. So Jacob's taking out, um, either Jacob's taking out Siobhan, or he's taking out Cody. It's one of them. He's taking out one of these boys. All right, all right. And then CM Punk's gonna show up eventually. But not tomorrow. But he's gonna show up. But what is Jacob there for? Is he there to take out Cody and to make sure Cody win? I mean lose? Is that what we finna see? Is he there to take out Solo? It could be a lot of things to look forward for. I don't know. I don't know. But I talk more about like I said, I will talk more about Jacob and Roman tomorrow. But I'm going to end the show with that. No, let me get my 30 minutes. Let me get my 30 minutes because of the fact that we at 29. So let me get my 30 minutes. So like I said, y'all, Saturday I won't be on. I will, but it won't be live. It won't be recorded. I will be making a Sunday podcast where I talk about everything that happened during the week. Do a recap of everything, so we can go from there. I don't know how long the episode's gonna be. It'll be longer than 30 minutes. I'm going 30 minutes now. So, but it will be a recap, maybe 40 to 50. Okay, maybe 40, maybe 30 minutes plus. But it will be longer than my 30 minutes or my 25 minutes. It will be longer than that. But I'm going to end the show with that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave a comment, because I will be coming back now. Make sure y'all watch wrestling, eat fast. Y'all be safe out there. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.